DeathsStalker here. So I thought I'd talk about some unusual four-wheel vehicle channels I watch. And like, as you all know, I'm not a car guy. Okay, like I like cars, but I don't go crazy about them. I don't know like every make and model of the Mustangs, or what, you know, difference between a D-type Jag or an E-type Jag. It's just like, I just know, oh, that's pretty, that's a nice car. You know, I might know a little bit of history about them, but not a lot. And I came across this channel called Winwiki, and Winwiki is an app created by a guy named Ed Bolian. Now, if you don't know who he is, he set the record for the cannonball from New York to LA. I think it's 20 hours, 50 minutes or something like that. If it's different, I'll put it up here. Which I think right now is still standing. And he is, you know, he's a car salesman, and he's a negotiator, and he is an absolute fantastic storyteller. And he would tell you stories about, you know, the time he sold a Lamborghini to a prostitute, or sorry, he bought a Lamborghini from a prostitute. And I think he sold a Lamborghini to one as well. But he has all these very interesting stories. But the app is actually a way for car people to track their vehicles so that they can you know, keep sort of like a history of the car. That was a bug and a half. Now, the interesting part about Winwiki, the website, is that he has more than him on there telling these stories. He has all kinds of other of his car guy friends telling stories too. And some of these stories are absolutely hilarious. Probably my favorite guy is Rabbit. This is a guy who's just as good of a storyteller as Ed, and has had some very interesting experiences. It's something. They have an upload every single day, and you just sort of sit back in awe of some of the things that these guys have done, or some of the things they've seen. And the stories are just really entertaining. And the nice thing about it is you technically don't have to watch the video, because it's just a guy in a chair sitting there talking. So I generally have it on when I'm doing something else, just so I can listen to the story, and it's just, I enjoy it. And I think anybody who likes hearing good stories, they might be car stories, but they're good stories. Now the next one I like to watch is a channel called Superspeeders Rob, or Rob Freddy. Now Rob Freddy is a guy who lives out in the New York, New Jersey area, and he owned Gotham Dream Cars, which is an exotic car rental place. Now the reason I started watching him is I've known a few people that own Ferraris and other exotic cars, and it's like, you know, wash it with a diaper, don't take it out in the rain, don't, you know, spend a fortune on it getting it tuned out, and absolutely babying it. And Rob owns them as rental cars. He likes them. He buys and sells them for himself all the time. But to him, it's just a nice car. And he has no problem whatsoever with just driving these cars all the time. And he actually says, and actually Ed Bolian says the same thing, these cars actually drive better when you drive them all the time. The ones that are parked and not being driven are the ones that break down. And I just found it just fascinating, because I've, like, all the guys I've known who've had these cars have always been absolutely terrified of taking them out. And Rob actually has something called adventure drives. Can't see under the trees here. Okay. He has something called adventure drives, where they go on a 2,000 or 3,000 mile drive, like through Colorado, Montana, Utah, etc., with exotic cars, and they go enjoy the scenery and stuff. And it's really really kind of cool to see this happen. But it's just his attitude about the cars, and to him it's like, yeah, it's a car. It's a nice car. and he rips Ferrari for doing something stupid. He hates the convertible roof they put on Lamborghinis, and you know, he's got a whole video ranting about how crappy, you know, it was like a $180,000 car and a roof that cost $14,000, and I wouldn't pay 50 bucks for it. And I just find it very entertaining to watch. Now the last car show channel I watch is Casey's Garage. Now they were really active for quite a while. They're sort of slowing down right now, but if you don't know who Casey is, Fast and Loud, which is a show on in the U.S. and Texas with Richard Rawlings, the guy who was doing the painting for the series for a long time was this guy named Casey. And he was on the show for a bunch of years, and eventually he had to quit because it was just too much work. And what they're doing now is he has his own custom shop where they build the cars and stuff, and he does the painting. And it's interesting to watch because, you know, we're Fast and Loud, they for TV they make these custom cars in like 2 or 3 weeks, and like most custom shops, they know, well, yeah, you can do it, but it's not going to be the best thing around. So with KC, you get to see all the prep work that it takes to get, you know, a beautiful paint job and all the custom work they do in the cars. And they've actually had some pretty interesting characters in the show. Like they got this older mechanic guy named, they just call him Shop Dad, and he's always funny to watch. And they got some other guys that one guy who does all prep work named Bruce Wayne, who's pretty good, plus some other guys. But it's an actual working shop. It's not a TV show. So they have people that come and go, and cars that come and go, and you know, they talk business and stuff, and it's a little more like real reality. So it's actually really enjoyable to watch, and it's one I suggest take a peek at it if you really want to see what goes involved to actually in almost real time do a custom car. Anyways, DeathsStalker signing off.